Welcome to your 5-minute focus. Today's scripture came from 2 Corinthians 4, verse 17, and it says, "For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh in us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." And the Message translation breaks it down. And this is day 24, right? Today's the 24th, right? Or is it the 25th? No. What's today's day? Today's the 25th. Day 25. And the Message translation breaks it down. Day 25 was about being transformed by your trouble and how we go through things and it's supposed to shape us and mold us and all of these great things. And I'm always like, dog, why can't we just be where we need to be though? Why do we have to go through the trouble? But 2 Corinthians sort of motivates us. It gives us something to lean on whenever we are going through trouble. And now the hardest thing is, like, it's easy to read this when you're not really in something that you feel like is troubling you. But when you are in something that's troubling you, it's like you can hear this scripture, but it's like you have to constantly play it back and play it back and play it back in your head, because your trouble sometimes overshadows the fact that, wait a minute, there is another side. I am going to come out of this. Like, a lot of times your trouble will overshadow that. It's just like a good example, I guess. It's been raining today on and off. And if you looked outside and you were like, okay, I'm not going to do anything because of the rain, you missed the moments though where the sun was shining and it was really nice, and it was beautiful outside. So I said that to say that we can't get caught up in our trouble to the point that we decide not to keep moving, not to live past it. And this is one of those scriptures that kind of encourage you to do that. Lord, I feel like I'm stumbling over my words today. But it says we're not giving up. It says that we are not giving up. It says, how could we? Like, how could we give up? Like, what? Like, how can you give up? Especially as strong as you are and as tenacious as you are and as dedicated as you are and as committed as you are to making sure that your life is lived on purpose. Like, you can't give up. Like, you cannot give up. So it says we're not going to give up. How could we? Even though on the outside it often looks like things are falling apart on us. Ooh, it says often things are falling apart on us on the inside. And how many times have you gone through something and people looked at you and they were like, oh my God, like, you are just, oh, you are just so bomb, or whatever they say to you. And you know that you're falling apart. Things are falling apart on the outside and you're falling apart on the inside. But it says that even though on the outside it often looks like things are falling apart on us, on the inside, where God is making new life, not a day goes by without his unfolding grace. And that part, it's like, regardless of that though, every day, like, you make it. Like, every day you make it. Like, you keep going. And it may be by the hair of your chinny chin chin, but you make it. You push through those hard times. And the more you push, those hard times become small potatoes. And that's what the Message translation says. It says these hard times are small potatoes. They become small potatoes compared to the coming good times. Because one of the things that I do know about trouble is, one, that we've all had trouble. We all will have trouble. That's not something that we'll be exempt from. But I also have had victory. I have also had success on the other side of trouble. And if I could just get through those moments where it seems like things are just stacked up against me, if I can get through those moments where I feel like I want to give up, if I can get through those moments where it seems like like the trouble that's upon me is going to defeat me, then I can get to the other side where there is greatness, there's victory, there's promise, and there are the great things that I didn't even know were on the other side. And this, oh man, it's just like, you know, you never know what's on the other side of this trouble. You never know what it is that God is trying to push you to. And that trouble is just the enemy trying to keep you from it, trying to push you further and further away from it, because he does not want you to receive the things that God has for you. But I want to encourage you today, push past your troubles, push past your fears, push past your doubts, as hard as it may be to do that, and look to the other side. Because on the other side is victory. And this has been your 5 minute